Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nursing Unscripted, a show that is centered around unrefined and candid conversation in nursing. And today, I'm more than thrilled to announce to you the presence of our guest. He's a recent graduate of OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, and MC. Also, together, we would be unscripting the patient experience, stories from the other side. Let's get started. Hi, Olaseeni.
Hi.
Like I said earlier, we are more than thrilled to have you on the show. Thank you for coming. So, can you do a brief introduction of yourself?
Okay, first off, I'm privileged to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for having me. My name is Bolaji Olaseeni. I go by the name D Olaseeni. I am an event host. I host corporate and social events, and I'm also a content creator.
Yeah, that's amazing. Nice to have you here. So, have you had any interaction with a nurse or a nursing student? And what can you say about that? Like, can you tell us more?
Well, I've had both. I've had interactions with nursing students. I have some of them as friends. And you said what was my experience with them?
Yes, like how were they able to shape your knowledge about nursing or nurses or yeah.
Oh, well, from the student point of view, I can say they are going through a lot. Like, they are going through a lot. It's a lot
Okay.
of work, and it makes me respect them the more because, like, they're actually going through a lot of drilling. I mean, so, but from the interaction with a nurse, yes, it has been two ways. I've had interaction with an hostile nurse before, and I've had interaction with a very caring and empathetic one
Oh
before.
yeah,
So
wow, that's nice about the nursing students. Yeah, because they actually need to go through a rigorous education to shape their
yeah,
knowledge about nursing.
yeah.
So tell me more about the experience, the good one and the bad one. Can you shed more light on that?
Okay, the good experience, yeah, was when my elder sister gave birth, and the nurses around, they were very like caring, and
Caring.
at least they made the process easier for her. So, well, the bad one, I won't exactly say like bad, but she was just a little bit hostile.
Wow.
So she was kind of hostile that day. So, and I had to ask her that, okay, why? Like, do you even know me before? Why are you like
Like
using
this.
strong voice for me in that sense? And I kind of understood her from where she was coming from because, like, as a psychologist, I don't just like, I'm not supposed to just write people off
Yeah.
based on my first encounter with
Yes.
them. So, like, people are coming from somewhere. So
Yeah,
that particular day, I had to ask her that, okay, why are you like using a strong voice? And she was like, if our superiors, if they caught me standing, that they would query her. And it was also like middle of day, so she was already stressed.
Stressed.
But that does not excuse the fact that she still like had to be professional. But we can all understand that we are humans,
Yes.
and sometimes when you meet some of these hostile nurses, especially government workers, government
Okay.
those that are not
Yeah.
working with the government in this Nigeria, so like it's not as if sometimes they don't get paid early. Sometimes like there are a lot of factors that are not actually working in their favor. So by default, they are not really that pleased all times, and but they still have to deliver. So sometimes they might come off as like they don't care or like they are hostile, but it can be understood to a reasonable extent. So that's just the balance.
Thank you for your response. And I also want to reassure you that the nursing profession prioritize good patient outcome and also patient-based care, and they also prioritize empathetic nursing. So I really appreciate you for sharing your opinions about the bad one and the good one. Yeah, thank you
you.
so much. So, as a nurse, had a significant impact on your care, your recovery, and how was the experience? Yes, like maybe
Yeah, I think it's still the same thing that I shared. Like I've had like pleasant
pleasant and the
and
bad
not
one.
so pleasant one. So but both have been, but generally nurses are actually caring people. I remember when I was young and I had an injury that required like bandage. The white bandage, I don't know what it's called. Is it the bandage? Oh,
It's a
okay.
crepe bandage.
You said crepe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So a crepe bandage, and then I would go to. She was a neighbor, so I would go to her house like every day to remove it and get a fresh one. And I mean, she was actually very caring. So like they actually care for people. Like when you hear nursing, the word caring comes to mind
Yes,
in
thank you
that
so
sense.
much. That's great. Nurses are actually caring. So, how important do you think empathy is in the healthcare system, especially from nurses?
Well, it is actually very important because statistically, patients who have empathetic nurses,
Yeah.
nurses that are caring, they tend to recover faster than those that have hostile
Yes.
ones. For example, if a very caring nurse gets the trust of their patients, so you can literally tell your patients as a nurse
Yeah.
anything
Anything, yes.
because they trust you and they will do it. So if you tell them use a dose and like use a dose in the morning, a dose in the afternoon, like they will actually follow through because they trust you because you've been nice and kind to them. They won't hide it under the
Yes.
so and that would aid their recovery. I mean, if they are following the prescriptions, that means they will get better faster.
Faster.
But if the nurse is not like caring, they might
The
not trust the
recovery,
person,
yes,
and
will
then
be
maybe when the
slow.
nurse is not looking, they might just shove
Discontinued.
the
Yes.
drug, and that will not aid their
Yeah.
fast recovery. So like there is that directly proportional relationship between
Between
empathic nurses
hostile nurses.
and patients recovering faster.
Oh,
So
thank you so
it
much.
has a great impact on it.
Yeah, oh, thank you so much. Wow, that's actually a very great response. So, do you believe the society fully appreciates the role of nurses?
Well, when it comes to respect, nursing is a very prestigious
Profession.
profession. But in these days, prestige is not paying the bills in that sense. I mean,
Hmm.
that's why like a lot of people are running from medicine in Nigeria, medicine and
Mhm.
nursing, because like if you study nursing outside the country, you are very hot because they actually appreciate
Yes.
them. So the only thing that nurses in from my own point of view, the only thing nurses in this country are enjoying is just the name and the respect that comes with it.
Hmm.
Like when you hear that someone is a nurse, you're like,
Oh,
oh, you
wow.
know, that kind of thing. But I
Yes.
mean, it doesn't reflect in the salary. I was watching a TikTok video. There is this particular nursing student content creator, so that I follow because I enjoy his content. And
That's great.
he was like, there was this sound that, oh, go below. I think it was Adekunle Good's
Okay,
song.
yeah.
So he started with, oh, how much do nurses earn? And
And
it started from like 300K, and he was like, go below. And he went below, like I
wow.
think below 150 or, and I'm like, okay, like, because I know the stress my friends that studied
Nursing.
nursing or that still studying nursing,
Nursing.
I know the stress that they went through and the stress that those that are still in school are
Yeah,
going
they are
through.
going
So
through.
I know like you can't go through all that just to
Just for
end up
a, yeah.
earning like 100,000 in this Tinubu economy. So I
Yeah.
would say like they're actually respected, but in terms of appreciation, it's not really commensurate in that
So,
sense.
what steps do you think can be taken to actually improve?
Off camera japa. But I won't say I really have any step because I don't even know where to start
To start
from when it
from?
comes to appreciating people. I don't know what salary would be enough like to actually
Appreciate them.
appreciate them, especially those that are now even working in some kind of private
Private hospitals.
hospitals. I mean, so I think nurses should be appreciated better in terms of salary.
Thank
Because
you for
like
that amazing response. You made mention of a nursing content creator the other time. Do you have any favorite nursing content creator?
yes, that the guy actually favor Brian, Brien. Yes, his contents like they are always very funny. He uses like trending sounds
Sorry.
to he blends it into like the nursing or his like journey as a nursing student. So there was even this content that I did like his contents gives me insight into like okay some technical terms in
Oh,
nursing and maybe like insight into like nursing. There was this particular content where he did where it was like when the doctor is just saying, "Oh, just administer the treatment or the care." You document later. So it was like, Satan, do you know
remember
why
you
you
are
are calling? So I was
calling.
like,
Yeah.
okay. So I think I've learned something new, and that's why
Yeah.
I like that part of social media. So like
Yeah, it's
I learned
exposed you to
something
more
new
things.
from that particular video. That okay, I think it's good
Yeah, it's
to. I
better
mean,
to as you are carrying out the care, you
yeah.
document.
So
Yes.
I just learned that okay, I think it's a thing.
No,
So
that's great. Do you have any nursing students that you know or you want to give a shout out to?
Ah, yes, 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 I do. Oyedoyin, yes. Oyedoyin, yes, Israel, Dami, Oyinkansola. So, I mean, those are
Yes.
my people. And Bumi too, yes.
Oh, that's nice. So, do you know any successful nursing? Do you know any successful nurse in maybe Nigeria or outside Nigeria?
Yes, I know one. His name is Adeyemo Nifemi. So his name is Samis Nifemi. That's the name I know him by. But he's a very successful nurse. He owns a big hospital. I mean,
That's
he's like
nice.
one of the youngest. He has
Yes.
that kind of prestige. Yes. So I know
Wow.
him. He's very successful in the field. Very
Oh,
very
that's
successful.
nice. I can see that you have a lot of insights about nurses. And once again, thank you so much for coming on the show. And I really appreciate
My
you for
pleasure.
sharing your insights about who nurses are and your experience and your encounter with them. And to our viewers
Thank
at
you very
home,
much.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you do, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and let's keep the numbers climbing. We hope to see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.